Hey guys, what's up? My name is Travis Monsod. You are tuned into my channel, Travis Monsod. So in this video, I will be going to explain to you guys how I DJ, of course, using software and the hardware involved. And of course, I also want to show you how I've streamlined my DJ workflow to help you guys also streamline yours. Alright, so let's go to the video. Okay, so this is the standard DJ frontline. Whether you go to a bar, whether you go to a club, or whether you play in a festival, this is the minimum requirement that you will see. Of course, you have a DJ mixer in the middle with a left and a right player. Now, the outputs of both players go into the channels of your DJ mixer. This is a 4-channel DJ mixer, and of course, having only 2 players, each player respectively will go to only 1 channel. So here I have XDJs, and of course, the left one goes into channel 2 and the right one goes into channel 3. Now, why do I use channel 2 and 3? Even if I have a 1, 2, 3, 4 setup, I actually want to be always in the middle. 2 here and of course 3 there. So this is my center, and that's how I DJ. If I move to a 2-channel mixer, then I'm going to have only these 2. So in my mind, I keep it centered very much. These players are also linked together. Now, a simple link is a RJ45 or LAN cable that is connected from here to here. Both players can be connected via LAN cable, but in this setup, we have something special. We are connecting both players to a hub or a switch. This is a TP-Link 5-port switch. Now, why 5 ports? Most of the DJ mixers that I use have 4 channels. So if you have 4 players, each port of that 5-port will be occupied with a connection. So if I have 4 players and I have everything going into that little guy via a RJ45 cable, I can only use one source, in my case a USB thumb drive, put it in one player and have access through all players with that one source. But for this demo, we will only be using 2 players. Alright, so let me go get my USB thumb drive, put it in, and show you guys how it works. Okay guys, so this is my USB thumb drive right there. This is my SanDisk 128 Extreme Pro thumb drive. Now this baby, of course, has been with me since the time I moved to USB. I wanted to get one of the best USBs in the market, and before it was available here in the Philippines, I've actually had to order this from the US. It's been with me through all the years, and I have no complaints with this type of thumb drive. And this again is the Extreme Pro USB 3.0. There is a 3.1 and a 3.2 already, but I have no need of getting that yet, as this guy does the job for me. Now, I am going to stick this in to the left player, and with the connection that is being used via the switch, I can actually access the songs from that USB into this player. So again, this is my normal setup when I go play in various clubs with this type of DJ frontline. If both players are linked, then I can only just bring one USB and my headphones. Of course, I have to bring a backup USB just in case. I have another 128GB Extreme Pro USB thumb drive that's in my DJ bag, and I also actually have a 3rd and 4th thumb drive just for backup purposes. You can never go wrong with having a lot of backups. Again, I use a USB with linked players as my first type of setup for you guys. Again, the players run through the switch, so both of them can access the source for my songs. Now, this is very beneficial when coming after a previous DJ also using the same setup. If he has his USB there, I can actually just plug in my USB, wait for his last song, and once he's playing his last song, I can already access my tracks from my USB with any player. So even if he leaves me his last song on the player that has my USB, as long as they are connected, I can access the songs on the player that's not being used. So again, if we have 4 decks, then that would be a better scenario, as I can access any of my songs from one source onto any of the players that is needed. Now, how do you actually put your MP3s on a USB? Very simple. There are 2 ways. The most obvious way is, of course, to just plug your USB in your laptop, drag the MP3s into the USB, eject the USB, and that's it. You can put it in the player. Or my way is I use a software called Rekordbox. Now, the Rekordbox software is a pioneer DJ software, and that's the software that I use to load my MP3s into my USB. There are a couple of advantages when it comes to using Rekordbox syncing your USB. Number 1, of course, is the hot cues. Hot cues are points in a song that you either want to start with or jump into. Now, these hot cues you can program via the software, and then when you sync your USB to the software, this basically shows up also in the player's screens, where you can have access to what you just programmed with the software. Now, why do I use Rekordbox? I'm a very, very firm believer where whoever made the hardware, if that company made the software, they would maximize or they would optimize that software to use with the hardware. Before Rekordbox, I was a Traktor user. As I've seen Traktor grow, there were some things that I noticed that Traktor lacked when compared to Rekordbox. Of course, a lot of people also have heard of the software Serato, and I don't actually use Serato as much because Serato for me is my backup software, and I'll be explaining to you how I use that software in a bit. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how I sync my USBs to Rekordbox. Let's go. Alright guys, so this is the normal UI of Rekordbox. I'm using actually Rekordbox 6 already with my G14 Asus ROG Zephyrus laptop. Now, I moved from a Mac based setup because I use iTunes when it comes to my music management. Now, this is the area where we will put the songs and do most of our hot cue programming. We can fix the grid here. We can also put memory slots when it comes to your track. Now, all of these will obviously come out in the player's display once you have it synced. Now, these are all the songs. And of course, this is synced to my iTunes in the laptop. So these are all the songs. Now, this is actually done for now using the artists, and I don't have most information now. But in my iTunes, you can actually see here in the tree, if I open my iTunes, all of my playlists come here. All right, now let's go and refresh the iTunes playlists and go to the new playlist that I put together right there. This is the central mixtape that I actually released on my Mixcloud lately. So as you can see, I've already put my hot cue and of course my memory cue into a song. So right there, as you can see, if I load it, you can see my hot cue right there. And of course, I have a memory cue right there. Now, normally these memory cues are for me when it comes to the song vocal coming in. As you guys know, we only use DJ edits so that we can mix songs properly. And right here is when the vocal comes in. So I normally use the memory option here in Rekordbox for that purpose. Okay, so let's get our USB and plug it in right there. So this is what our USB has inside of it. And let's go and hex that. And as you can see here on the lower left, that USB will come out. So what do? We open up our sync manager. You will be given 3 columns. If you check this box, you can actually check all the playlists that you want to sync up in Rekordbox. And then on the rightmost, you have your
USB that you want to be synced. Of course, you'll have to check this box also when it comes to doing that. And once you finalize what you want to sync, all you have to do is check the playlist in Rekordbox and sync it right there. Okay, so let's go and sync my newest playlist right there. Now, once it comes here, of course, it is automatically checked right there. And then let's press this arrow, and of course, Sync Manager comes in. Now, if you guys look towards the lower middle, towards the left, you can see that Rekordbox is actually exporting the songs onto the USB that I actually have connected to my laptop. Alright, so it's at 40%, 41, 42. We just have to wait for the export to be finished. Then we can actually go and press close. Right now it's at 88%, 90%, and there, it's already synced. Of course, a warning will come up like this, that some tracks that might not be MP3s won't be synced. Of course, Rekordbox has WAV and different various types of music formats. Some, of course, are not able to go through the sync, but that's okay. Most of us already have it there. And once finished, you have a eject button right there that you can press. And when you're done with the sync, you can actually remove the USB and plug it into the player. All right, so let's go press it right there. And as you can see, we don't have any more devices hooked up to the Rekordbox UI. All right, so again, this is Rekordbox 6. This is how I sync my USBs. We have a lot of things more to come, because this is a very, very, very awesome software. And when it comes to using it, I am making a series on how to use Rekordbox when it comes to DJing with you guys. Again, this is my Rekordbox UI setup. And let's close it up.
Alright guys, so this wraps up the first episode on how I DJ. I'm gonna make this a series because I think this has been a long video already. So again, the first type is basically using a USB when it comes to DJing, or when it comes to how I DJ when using hardware like this. Again, I am taking advantage of the link function so that I only need to bring one source of music and use that one source for my DJing. We are heavily reliant on the link or the Pro Link feature, and right there again we have the TP-Link 5-port switch that is connecting both players. For the very basic setup, when it comes to the Pro Link, you can have the option to just use one cable to link these two players. But with the addition of a switch, whether a 5 or an 8-port switch, then things become more special, meaning you can open up more possibilities when it comes to the Pro Link connection, which I'll be talking about on the next video. We'll be talking about the Pro Link feature when it comes to using the Rekordbox software with the Pioneer DJ hardware. Now that will only require us one more cable, so instead of using two cables, one RJ45 cable here, one RJ45 cable there, we will be needing, of course, another RJ45 cable, and that is what we will discuss on the next video. It's going to be a series, guys, so stay tuned for the next video. So again, my name is Travis Monsod. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more tech videos, and of course click the bell icon for notifications when I post new videos. Please follow me on my socials at DJ Travis Monsod. Manila, of course, you know the drill. Stay future proof. Cheers. See you on the next.